Yo, Eric, we were over here on the paranormal hunt, and I headed over to this other building, and it's number 13. What is this going on? My God.
Right. It's a Monday. It's a holiday week. We all know Thanksgiving's coming up Thursday. And for some people, I guess there's some people who enjoy Black Friday. Go for it. So some of you only watching today are not going to be here tomorrow because you're traveling, you're going because Thanksgiving Thursday. Today's the only day you're going to be here. Well, have a happy holiday. I hope everybody have that time to eat some turkey or whatever you eat with your friends, family. You know, hope you guys have a great, fun week and all that. Now, these two crazy guys, you guys got to go to Unidentified S4 channel and go to Cosmic Neighbors channel because these two guys had a fun weekend. And I was just watching the videos. I'm like, these are the Three Stooges, man. I was like wanting popcorn. I was enjoying it. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go to Unidentified S4 channel, go to Cosmic Neighbors channel because it's hilarious. They were hanging out with the guy called True Seekers, and it was just a fun watch. So if you guys get a chance today, after you watch Anthony's show today about shadow people at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. West Coast time. So after you watch that, go check out their videos of their cabin thing. It's awesome. Now, guys, sometimes I'll be straight out and honest with you guys. You know, I don't watch or investigate things that NASA has done every day or videos that maybe came out a while ago. So there's some stuff I do hear for the first time, and I don't think anything wrong with that. And one of the best things about having you guys on there is some of the stuff you guys already know about. You know, if it's real, hoax, or whatever it is, you know, what is the outcome? And I always like to have this show as more of a learning thing for some of us who don't know about this, because there's already been a comment in the title, because the title of the show is about the Mars ball and twine. And I do have a short 2-minute video about this. I know the first comment somebody wrote, it's just a piece of parachute, laugh out loud. So before I get to if that's what it really is, let me just play this one video of it, and then maybe you guys can explain to us, is this nothing? Is this something? Or is this something that they're hiding what it is? Huh. So if anybody doesn't know what I mean, we're talking about the Mars ball of twine, here's a 2-minute video of it.
Captured an unusual image of something lying in the red sand of Mars, a bundle of string. NASA's Perseverance rover captured a photo of a small bundle of string while exploring the Jezero crater. The rover's front left hazard avoidance camera took a photo of a light-colored object on July 12 that some people likened to spaghetti. The officials at the space agency confirmed that they believe the object to be a string left over from the Perseverance landing. According to a spokesperson for the Perseverance mission at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, the string could be from the rover or its descent stage, a component similar to a rocket-powered jetpack used to safely lower the rover to the planet's surface. The spokesperson said the Perseverance rover had not previously been in the area where the string was found, so it's likely the wind blew it there. The spokesperson also said, "This is a crater where Perseverance originally landed on February 18, 2021. The rover is currently exploring an ancient delta called Jezero Crater. The rover is looking for signs of microscopic life, that may have called Mars home billions of years ago. After 4 days, when Perseverance revisited the site of String, the object was gone. This is not the first time the rover has stumbled upon pieces of material left over from its descent on Mars. According to a tweet from the rover's official account, the Perseverance's cameras snapped a photo of a fragment of shiny foil in mid-June. The team believed it to be a part of the rover's thermal blanket, a thin material that regulates temperature that may have fallen off during the descent stage. The rover's team at NASA is researching more about the new piece of debris and plans to release more details later this week.
Okay, so basically this is like a two-part kind of a question. Is this something else that they're just covering it up so we don't look more into it? Or is it really is just a piece of, I don't know, their umbrella and some magical, it flew through a windstorm and magically that robot just happened to rode right over the string that flew over from wherever it came from? I'm curious. I'm really curious what you guys think.
Yeah, I honestly think it is a piece of the parachute from entry because Mars has violent weather on that planet. There's tornadoes on that planet all the time. It blows debris all over the place. It might not be from the Curiosity rover parachute. It could be from one of several parachutes that our craft or other craft from other space agencies brought onto that planet to study it. So I pretty much think that's what it is. And I think it was just like hitting the lottery. The rover just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Okay.
And catch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to know what's coming out the truth from NASA, cover
You're right.
up or not. You don't know.
That's very true.
Well, I agree because I'm actually trying to find something that I showed on my show a while ago with the helicopter on Mars. And like how they say it disappeared, there's super windstorms on Mars every day. There's dust storms. It could be covered. And I'm talking about there's winds that are always like averaging 80, 100 plus miles an hour up there. So it disappearing is one thing. About that, it landed and it wasn't there. When it landed, it doesn't matter. That something like that could have been blown across. That could have been from an old rover from 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Right. It looks like just string, and I think it's something definitely from us, because if it was something from the planet, I think they would have seen more of it than just that one thing. You know what I mean? And it is the first time they're seeing that. And it looks like string. But, I mean.
I know. And I kind of agree with Kat was saying. If they didn't, Kat was just basically like saying about NASA, you don't know what's the truth so many times. You doubt them. You doubt to know what is the real truth. What is? Because what if that was not, I'll probably agree with you guys too. It's probably from a parachute. But what if it wasn't? If it wasn't, do you think they would tell us? They wouldn't even have those pictures out, right?
Put it this way. Yeah, put it this way. Just like today when I was doing the moon thing, how they showed it going into the orbit and then didn't show us anything else. If that is something like that, they didn't have time to scrub or whatever. If they found out that was some other kind of life, they may tell us, but years from now. Once they find out exactly what it is, where it could have come from, and maybe even not. Because the last thing they're trying to hold back is to let us know that there's life out there. If something living, they'll tell us if there was past microbial. I bet they would. But anything that's living or possibly, I think they're not going to tell us anything.
This is what I think. And I'm just saying it's just to say this. I think because NASA is run off taxpayers' money, that's from the government, our taxpayers' money, because it is being funded by our money, I feel like they should have to tell the American people 100% of what they find, just because our money is going into this. Now, if it was funded totally by themselves, by a private, then yeah, they got every right to keep everything to themselves. But since we pay taxes, we own it. I really truly feel We own part of this, and they should have to be upfront, or don't take our money no more.
I
Don't get
just said
funded.
that to Anthony this morning. And the thing is, think about this. Here, with the UFO stuff and everything, what do they say? National security. What's the excuse for up there? They can't say national security. We can't tell you. It's classified.
Right.
Yeah.
Why can't they? They should be able to. And I just said that to Anthony. Why can't they just show us everything? And it'll be, oh, our adversaries like the space race and everything. No, bull. If you find something, there's nothing that they can hide behind.
Yeah. If it wasn't funded by us at all, they can do whatever they want. But since it is funded by the American people, we have every right to know.
Think of the gall. Ask for the money, get it from us, and then say, but we're not going to show you what we found with your money.
We should have to know. We should be able to know where every single cent goes. Just like it's just like take care of your own house, right? Where's the money going? The food to this? Where's this going? You know, we should know where our money goes. Now, I'm going to show you guys this video. Now, I know this video ain't real, and if you guys tell me this video is real, more power to it. This is supposed to be a UFO crashing into the moon. I'm watching this video. I'm like,
oh, I think
this is no way. No, I mean, but if it is, you guys are gonna have to convince me that this one is real. This is only like 35 seconds. Here we go.
Oh no, this is so fake.
but it's still cool.
Yeah, no, he did a great job with the CGI. I know the guy that makes these.
Thank you. I'm watching this like,
Dude,
no way.
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody in the world would be saying, you know what I saw on the moon?
Yeah, and the moon is big. You know what I mean?
Dude, that is better CGI than I see on most movies.
That was cool. And Eric.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'll wait for you to finish that.
No. I'm done.
I shared also a video file with you about the Mars Perseverance, the helicopter.
Oh, down there in the bottom? Okay.
This is just recently, and they haven't talked about it again. NASA said they had no idea what it was as they were flying. I took all the photos. They had hundreds of photos. I took them all, and I put them frame by frame, and I sped it up 20 times the speed to make it look like a movie. As they were flying it, see that string on the bottom right?
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was flying nothing. Then that just appeared. And that's literally, see, and then it's gone. Hundreds of photos. And NASA said they had no idea what it was. They haven't commented on it again.
Really?
Yeah. I have slower ones. And I even think I downloaded all the videos of it, all the pictures somewhere. And
because if it was on Earth, I would think that would be a spider web, you know, something simple, but why would there be a spider web out there?
And when it was flying, I'm just looking for the other video. It wasn't on there as soon as it started flying. It was flying, then all of a sudden it just pops up.
And then it disappears, like it flew off. Now this is from a satellite, you said?
This is from the Mars Perseverance. It has the helicopter.
Okay.
That's the helicopter. It was on its longest flight. I think it was flight 33, if I'm wrong. If I'm correct, it was flight 33, and it was supposed to be one of the longest flights or the longest flight, and that happened. And because I remember I did this on my Space Talk show in episode 3. That's how I found the files again.
Wow.
I'm trying to find something. Let me just see something here.
That is, I just paused it right there. I'm trying to stare at it. I'm staring at it. Yeah. I mean, if I would have said that was on Earth, I would have think that's a spider web, but it can't be a spider web over there, unless a spider hitchhiked.
Exactly. Just looking for the right video.
And you said NASA has nothing to say? Like they don't try to make up something?
No, they said they don't know what it is. They're looking into it.
Look what NASA did today with the moon. We were supposed to see all these images from the moon We saw the moon for a split second as they were on approach, right? A couple minutes away. Then everything else was CGI. Then they stopped the show, end the feed. They didn't show us anything. They had us waiting for forever to see the moon today. We didn't see anything.
And they showed, it was my fault because I was too late to share the screen again.
That's a good one.
But when they came out of the orbit, they showed it live for about 5 seconds, and then they cut that and went back to the animation.
Yeah, what's that?
And it was just it looked like a great shot, and I was wondering why they did that.
It's just so weird. That's why it's so hard to trust anything you hear, because one moment they'll say this is what it is, another moment, oh, we don't know what that is. It's like, oh, give a hint. Give us a hint. Come on. I mean, they're spending millions and millions of dollars of all these equipment. Come on, they got to know something. I would think. Man, I think we need to be running NASA.
And I believe that was mission flight number 33.
Swamp gas.
And I saved it somewhere because I want to send you the link for yourself where everybody can see and you can look at all the flights and everything, because all they show you is frame by frame. They didn't have like a video. I just downloaded like 300-400 photos, and then I just threw them in the editor and just made it into a video file. That's why you see it a little jumpy, because it's like frame by frame.
Well, guys, we're kind of going, people in the chat, we're going a little old school. I broke down some videos in different categories, kind of like the old school style I did. So we're going to be jumping over to the paranormal, because I got to get Anthony's and Ron's feelings about this next one. That's not the paranormal intro. Where's my...
That looked interesting. Where'd you get that alien footage from? Anti-aliens.
Well, here's my paranormal, my original. I don't even know where my original intros are anymore.
That chick fell down the stairs. She better stop drinking before she goes to bed.
Let me take this one off, because I really I hope, actually no, if I try to get rid of that, will it kick out Ron? Well, I'll just play the next one.
Ron, remove the video you put up.
I'm sorry.
One, now, when I show this next one, I want you guys to watch this next one, because this is it's called The Exorcist. The devil is real. This is about possession, and I know you guys have, I don't know if you guys continue going to church. You guys have family that went to church, because this is a priest that talks about exorcism. And I want to get your guys' knowledge, because you guys are probably way more knowledgeable what's in the Bible and stuff about an exorcism and that kind of stuff. So here's a small 2-minute, 3-minute video of a priest talking about exorcism. A bit, because it goes in his little music thing a bit too long.
I wonder if this is Monsignor Balducci or
to grasp with your hands the spiritual reality of the existence of the devil and the demons is amazing. It's like touching with your hands and feeling with your skin when you are in front of a true possessed person, to understand that what Christ told in the gospel is true. Italy is a country that I have seen that you have an increase of cases of needs of an exorcist. Why? Because there's a lot of what we call superstition in the people, above all in the southern part of Italy. Superstition is a misunderstanding of the religious reality. Okay, so when you have people, instead of going to the priest to talk to him about their sins and their problems, they go to the fortune teller to ask him to give them luck to get a new job, to get a better job, to solve their conjugal problems. That's what I call superstition. You have this a lot in Italy.
interesting point of view on that.
When the priest may speak of the devil, because sometimes he has to speak of the devil, above all, for example, in Lent, you have to make people understand that there is a reality, a theological reality, with which Christ himself spoke many times, in one hand. In the other hand, we have to teach people that not every shadow is the devil. It's very difficult to find a person that is possessed. It's very, 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 very difficult. But there are some. And I compare the exorcist priest just like a dentist. You know, thanks be to God, we don't need to go to the dentist every week. But when we need the dentist, we need him. Just the same happened with the exorcist. Thanks be to God, we don't need the exorcist every day. But there's some people sometimes that they will need him. So we need him prepared, and we need one in every diocese.
Now, there's a lot of interesting things he said there that he does make a lot of sense. For one of the things, you know, he talks about going to a fortune teller to tell them their future, or believe, or going to them for else, or things and all that. But now, I don't know how much religion you guys are into. If you're still into religion, I never read the Bible. I'll be honest. Is possession, as knowledge you guys have, is there a lot of possession stories in the Bible in the first place about people being possessed?
There are. There's a ton. And not only that, the Catholic Church has a whole section of demonology and special priests that go out and perform exorcisms still to this day. That priest you were just listening to works for Monsignor Balducci in Italy, if Monsignor Balducci is still even alive. But I know he does. And there's Bishop James Long, who I'm in contact with, that worked on Ghost Adventures. He's a real archbishop for the Catholic Church. He's a demonologist and a professional exorcist. So this is very real.
And I did like what he said is, you know, people got to realize, you know, if you see a shadow or something, it might not be a demon. It could be just a ghost. Could be, you know, some people say in the darkness, shadow people. You're doing a show today later on about shadow people. Some people say sometimes in the dark, it could be an alien that's camouflaging itself in the dark or gray. So Ron, what's your input on possession? Do you feel that it's real? And if it is, now actually, Ron, let me ask you a two-part kind of a question. If you are a true believer in heaven and hell, in the Bible and all that, then technically, don't you have to believe in possession? Because isn't that part of the full religion deal?
I don't think so. I don't think the possession is. Here's the thing, because yes, I was baptized Catholic. I don't practice religion like the Catholics like that. But with regard to like the possessions, you have like there's possessions with demons and all that. But I think there's other kind of entities that have nothing to do with the Bible that people get affected by. You know, I don't know. That question, I'm not, because I'll be honest with you, like I've never really looked into the Bible on the possession part of things. So I don't know. I don't think it would be, definitely has to be a part of it, you know. I'm
part of it, but if you believe in the devil and God, I guess you would have to believe that possession is possible. I guess that's what I'm getting at, because it is part of the overall story. Not overall, but it's within the storyline somewhere.
I got you. Yeah. Okay. I agree with that. I got you on that. I was just hearing that differently. That's why I had it separated. But yes, if you believe in like a God and the devil, I think so.
And this is a weird part too, because I heard two different sides of this. One person said that I had on my channel a long time ago that says technically to be possessed, you have to be a believer in religion in the first place. And I'm sitting there like, so the devil will only possess people who are fully religious?
That's what I was getting at.
Will attack all people who are weak.
See, that's the point I was trying to get out. Like, you don't have to be a believer. That's where
it's even better if you're a non-believer. That means you're weak and powerless, and he can have more control over you. But if you go to in the Bible, Mark 21-43, that's a whole verse when Jesus himself took a demon out of a man that was in a boat fishing. That's one that I remember as a kid.
Yeah. Actually, one of my favorite movies about possession is actually not The Exorcist. I like The Exorcist. If you guys never seen this one movie, it's called Stigmata.
Great movie.
I love
great movie.
Stigmata. And that guy is funny because that guy who plays that priest, Gabriel something, just recently before that movie, he was a devil priest in a movie called with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The Sixth Sense? So was it?
No, the one where they find the demons in the church and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, something day, like at the
End of Days.
In the days.
Yes.
It's like the same actor played a priest in this one, and in this one he played the devil priest, and it was just like, man, this actor does both sides. And I actually in the plays was during the 2000, the 2K era, and all that. I actually love that movie too.
Yeah.
But now anybody who lives in Texas, this is actually just a news video of. It's called. If you guys live in North Texas, called "At This Haunted North Texas House, the Ghost Will Freak You Out All Night Long." So if you live in North Texas, or some of you are in Texas, let us know if you've heard of this place.
This is a house in Gainesville. It is not a moving company.
No, not at all.
But if you do move in, you haul yourself right back out.
It's like a revolving door. The longest anyone stayed in this house was 6 months.
Linda Hill says she and her husband had no idea why.
In the mirror.
After 10 tenants moved out in less than 2 years, someone told them it was haunted. Did you actually believe that?
No.
That changed while she was taking a shower.
And I was in here.
Through the curtain, a dark figure whispered, "Looking good."
And then he turned and walked off.
Linda assumed it was her husband until her husband walked.
Guys, that wasn't a ghost. That was probably Ron. He's probably
that's what I was like.
Power.
Hi, Linda.
He probably went to the mirror and said, "Looking good."
All right, wrong
Went
crowd.
away.
Looking good, Linda.
Ron, you know that was you. Don't
First
lie,
Floor
Ron.
Audio wrote a song about this called "Looking for Linda."
Oh, well, here.
He's got
Sorry
that
about
Linda
Eric,
Yeah,
don't
song.
blow him up. Don't blow up my spot.
I had to push that in.
In.
And he said, "Who were you talking to?" And it was like, oh my God,
He swore it wasn't him.
it really is haunted.
Rumor has it the house used to be a bordello, which may explain why the ghosts here are, how do I say this?
Maybe it was
Sexual.
me.
Yeah, okay.
No other way to put it.
Audio recordings have caught the ghosts talking dirty. Not
Real
the
quick.
moving company.
Al Warrior. This house history was a brothel. You are correct. You must be around the Texas area.
Not at all.
But if
Or you've
you
been there
do
yourself.
move in, you
There
haul
it is.
yourself right back out.
It's like a revolving door. The longest anyone stayed in this house was 6 months.
Oh shoot.
Linda, why the ghosts here are, how do I say this?
Sexual.
Yeah, okay.
No other way to put it.
Audio recordings have caught the ghosts talking dirty.
Oh baby, yeah. Yeah, I like it like that.
And I would like to talk about something else. Like this door, which is pretty snug. Even when Linda pounds it shut, it finds a way to open. For those reasons and many more, Linda gave up on finding tenants and gave the house a name, Hill House Manor, where people can now investigate for themselves.
Even though she no longer rents out the house as
I
an
have the money,
apartment,
guys. We'd be
she still has
there.
the same problem.
We would take Dan
If you
Aykroyd's
come
with
here,
us.
You do not want to stay.
Not true. I'm never leaving.
Nope.
That just startled me when he came out of the box.
And that house was a brothel. So when they say the ghosts are sexual, they say that sometimes ghosts are what's that word where this reoccurred the same thing over and over again.
Oh, residual.
Yes, and if it was a brothel, I could see that. I mean, that's what they were there for, and they died. Maybe had a heart attack or something. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, anything's possible, and if anything like really tragic or something happened, well, at least that's what is said about it, and more than like one person and investigators have said that like residual energy exists. I believe it could happen.
Ghost lives matter. Yeah. But, hey, listen, if it's true what she's saying that people renting it and they're leaving, I guess benefit of the doubt. Maybe that's why you make it into an investigation house now. Maybe that's where the money is. Nobody's going to rent it for a long period. Or is it all make it up so people will pay money to investigate? Because believe it or not, people in chat, if you don't know this, a lot of these places where people investigate, a lot of these places actually charge you. It's a business. A lot of these big time places, these prisons, you see TV shows, they pay to be there. They just don't always get free permission.
I'll be the first to volunteer to go investigate a brothel. I have no problem.
I'll go there with you. No problem. I'll even spend the night.
You're married. That's it.
I'll spend the night. On what?
I said you're married.
But Ron, he's doing this for science. He's doing this to prove that ghosts are real. This is not about. I mean, hey, listen, he's going out in the woods with Bigfoot. He's taking a chance of not coming back. So kind of the same thing. And I said this before. Is it really cheating with the ghosts? Because they're already dead. It's not like they're alive.
That's what I think with that residual energy. Maybe it's ghosts or like a soul that just hasn't crossed over and stuck
Could be.
somewhere.
Yeah, he
You know what I
certainly is
mean?
stuck.
Yeah, right. Oh man, but
We got to investigate that.
But there
place.
is wickedness because in this house, I remember my mom lived here upstairs 20-something years ago, and she used to tell me, because upstairs, that's the second floor, there's nothing else, only the roof after. And she said she will always hear footsteps. I think and one night I was up there myself, and I heard, and then I finally ran up the thing. Nobody's there, and the houses are not connected. And I mean walking like boom, 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 boom. Nobody's up there. Nobody's up there.
Eric, I'm going to send you proof of a ghost, a horny ghost. I have evidence.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
I sent it to you on WhatsApp.
I know this dude already.
Hold on.
I always have evidence.
Oh, man.
Okay.
1 weekend is enough.
Okay, I have to make the screen bigger so one thing doesn't show up on it. Let me see here. Present, share screen. Let's go to what's up. And see here.
There we go. Casper the horny ghost.
Oh,
Is that a video or
No, it's just a picture.
just
It's a still shot. He wants to see the video. What a
I was ready to see the video, man.
Oh, Anthony, don't tease me like that.
When he's finished, it's just a big cloud of smoke.
I know.
Yeah, I'm
but-
sure.
I mean, but I wonder who's the person that looked at the picture like, do you see what I see?
That's insane.
Yeah,
That is
he got her good, Casper.
Talent.
They probably been to this brothel.
Dirty.
All right,
Casper.
guys, it is time for some Bigfoot cryptid section. All right, this is about some footprints. Good old-fashioned footprints. Let's check it out.
Two creatures in the wild attract more controversy than Bigfoot. The legendary primate has been an enigma for centuries and continues to fascinate. Mayville resident Peter Weimer has been sponsoring an annual Chautauqua Lake Bigfoot Expo since 2012. The outpouring of eyewitnesses since then has many believing that Sasquatch may be living in the area.
They are from all kinds of walks of life. If there's 45 eyewitnesses that have reached out to me, there's 100 or more in Chautauqua County that aren't talking to me.
The county is lush with dense forests and deep gorges that would offer such a large animal plenty of space to remain concealed. Their habitat requirements are very similar to the black bear, a common but seldom seen species in the area.
There has been published data that indicates that examination of the bioclimatic factors that establish a black bear's population seem to also run very parallel to those attributable to Bigfoot based upon its reported distribution.
Skeptics often point to the lack of physical evidence such as bones to discount these animals' existence.
Again, I always hate that, because when's the last time you found a deer bone in the woods, a bear bones? You don't find
I showed you that
bones.
video.
I
Right.
hate that, because if you have less Bigfoot than deer, and if you can't find deer bones, I mean, that is the most dumbest excuse I'm sorry. I should have said, I mean, I just hate that excuse. Hate it.
But that's not unusual with any animal.
You know, to find a dead bear in the wild is unheard of. Same thing with a coyote or a fox even, because the environment has its own disposal system.
Footprints are confirmation of an animal's presence and are impossible to hoax. Many have been found in Chautauqua.
Footprints tell us a lot of things too. I mean, not only the presence of something, but obviously, like I mentioned earlier, something about its distribution, its movements across the landscape.
For those convinced of its existence, the proof is out there and always has been.
This mystery does go back centuries. If you think about it, not only do you have the Native American lore, but throughout history.
Whether they're humanoid or more animal, that is still to be figured out, but they're there.
Taking you to the outdoors, I'm Terry Belkey.
You know, one of the things I like about the video is how important they say looking at a feet really is. Because I know a lot of people look at, another Bigfoot foot and all that. But like they said, there's some of those feet are impossible to create when they find it. Now, we know there are some people who do create fake feet, or some things hit the ground and just look like a shape, but not all of them. There's some real ones.
Like Dr. Jeff Meldrum always talks about the mid-tarsal break in the middle of the front break on the foot on the Sasquatch. That's very hard to reproduce like they do it. You can make a reproduction footprint, but it won't match an actual mid-tarsal break. They can't do that.
And, I don't know what a professional skeptic kind of person would be, but if any skeptics talks about that bone stuff again, they are no skeptic. They're just there to say something, because a true person who studies things and is a skeptic for a reason will know you ain't going to find any bones out there. You might get lucky, find a few, but most bones, like the guy said, it's dissolved in nature. It's just a circle of life.
That's right.
Everything gets absorbed and back into the planet. The planet absorbs everything.
What's up, Big Willie's in the house? What's up?
And Eric, just so you know, for your own thing, you seen the link I sent you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Just so you know about that link, that was that flight, and when you look later, it's the last mission, 33. There's 567 photos. It's the second. Watch, scroll all the way down to number 33, flight 33, all the way to the bottom. Right there. Now, see the little one, the little camera blue photo?
Yeah. Yes.
Right there. Click that. Right. Now, scroll down. And scroll down till you get to the bottom where it goes next page. Right there. Now, click on number 2, go to the next page. Right there. Yeah. Now, as you scroll down slowly, you'll see the plastic appear like it's not in the screen. right? Those are all individual images. But when you
Oh,
keep
wow.
going down,
Right here, right there,
now
right
you'll see
there.
it appear. Watch. Keep going down. There it goes. Yeah, you seen it. You
Yep.
seen it. There it is. Yeah, it came out of nowhere. So
I
it
didn't
was
even
already
know-
like in flight.
I didn't know you could look at the pictures like this.
Oh, bro, you ask me what you want. You know I'm a NASA geek, and
I
Can
had
I,
no
uh,
idea you could do
Can I?
that.
that's the whole mission, missions,
I'm
everything.
gonna, can I
Really?
I'm gonna put this link in the chat for other people can use it. Check it out for
Yeah.
themselves.
That's
So,
great to know.
This is
I
the
had no
link
idea.
to this right here. This is really, really cool.
That's very cool,
That
man.
is cool. So you mean like anything here? I could click on any blue thing, and it'll
That's
give
the
me a
flight
picture.
log page. Yes.
And that's what like the helicopter must look like. The
Yeah,
flight
that's
there.
ingenuity. Mm-hmm.
Wow. See, that's cool. This is cool.
Yeah,
This
so
is
that's what I
great.
did. I downloaded all the photos and made them into a movie so we could see it. And
See, guys, people in the chat. This is why I love doing this
That's
show
right,
because I
Ron.
get to learn. I get to learn new things, new links that I never knew they existed before. This is very cool.
yeah, man, there's a
Yeah,
lot of
Ron, I
that's just
appreciate
their
that, brother.
that's just the mission log page, but like it actually has its own mission page just for ingenuity. So much info there. So much.
Wow.
Very cool.
You know.
Now, this next video is in the Bigfoot world. This is since they went to New York, I found something upstate New York on this town that does they do Bigfoot shows or they do Bigfoot and they actually have a contest of screams and yells. So this is actually in upstate New York. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna hear these people scream, and maybe 3 of us will try to scream. Like I'll try to. I don't know if I can scream exactly when I heard as a Bigfoot as a kid, but I'll give it a shot. But let's check out upstate New York in honor of these guys.
I love upstate.
Beautiful up there.
I know. I gotta.
We're gonna be going there
I
soon.
gotta go
Hudson
there
Valley.
every 2 years.
Let's do it, brother.
Whitehall is an epicenter of Bigfoot sightings in the Northeast. We're here for the calling contest, and it should be a lot of fun.
Because there's so many Bigfoot around Whitehall. There's been sightings, especially since the 70s, pretty consistently, and it's just been a hallmark of Whitehall, a tradition. It's lots of fun, and it's having things like this is a big economic driver for the community.
He let out such a deep, deep guttural. I could feel it like me blowing a tuba in your face. And we're going to have the Sasquatch calling contest, and this is how it's judged on what I heard. Our backs are to the contestants. We don't know who it is, and we judge it from there.
There you go. You have a kid on a leash?
On the stage and turn around. That was a wood knocker.
She's actually the best. She wins. She's actually the best.
Number 14.
Now, people in the chat, you guys put in 1 if you want us to attempt to do a Bigfoot voice. 1 for yes, 2 say hell no. You're gonna blow up all the cameras. You're gonna blow up my computer. So let us know a 1 or a 2. 1, you want us to try it. 2, say hell no. So let's see if people in the chat really care. They want us to try
This
it.
should be interesting.
You know what? I love stuff like that. I
Oh,
love
God.
stuff like that because I can see the musician Lee, of course, he says no. Everybody else is saying
It just got to be different.
Dina P, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll be the first to go. And we'll have, this is all for fun. Okay.
You're gonna mess up my Gabriel voice. I'm just saying.
That's mine. Now, Anthony, give us one. That sounds like an alarm.
Said, what the hell? I don't know.
All right, guys.
Did you hit? Did it come through?
Ron kind of sucked on his.
You
if
sound like
guys
an
say
Ewok.
Ron's the winner. Who of the three did the best one? I think Ron. If you guys say Ron win, that sucks. You guys suck.
Wow, way to bias the audience.
All right, I thought that was kind of fun. Guys, we're going to jump on over to... I got a couple of Mandela effects I want to show you guys. So let's jump on over to the Mandela effect.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Luke, I am your father.
All right. First of all, before I show a couple of videos, I do want to say I hope I really want Anthony tomorrow, and Ron, I want you to come back tomorrow because I got a guy named Mandela Affected. He's been in the Mandela Effect community for the beginning of time when communities were being built on YouTube. He is one of the originals, and he knows a lot of Mandela effects. So he's going to be here tomorrow. The whole show tomorrow is all about Mandela effects. So you guys got questions about Mandela effect? This guy's coming on is very, very, very knowledgeable, and he is one of the guys I could say, if I'm going to trust somebody, I'm going to trust this guy. But here's a video of somebody saying there's some Mandela effects in the Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, and I'll let you know my opinions on it. Let's hear what this guy says.
Dude,
just found out about this, and I'm a huge Revenge of the Sith fan, so there's a likelihood that this has gone under your radar too, or under your Jedi senses. You've probably seen some of the deleted scenes from the beginning of Revenge of the Sith, like this beautiful bonding moment between Anakin and Obi-Wan in the elevator. But have you seen when our favorite dyslexic frog goes to Dagobah? Well, I hadn't, until like yesterday. Some are even attributing this to the Mandela effect, which I'm not going to explain in this video. You're going to have to go Wikipedia that if you're confused. But some are saying that they are certain that they saw this scene in the cinema. Holy shit, that's that's a lot of S's. Anyway, some screenings of this film showed this scene apparently, and some didn't. According to this guy, the producer said, "This is epic, put it in." But George Lucas went, "It takes away from the poetry of the movie. It doesn't quite rhyme as much anymore." So they compromised and showed different versions in different cinemas, according to these guys. Maybe they're fake news. Wasn't quite as cloudy as when Luke made his little trip. That we get to see Yoda's swamp in all its glory. Looks kind of cozy, but Yoda does not seem impressed. Worse it could have been.
Yes, it could. Worse it could be seen. Now, they're talking about when Yoda goes to the planet. Some people remember different scenes of when he's going to the planet. I know you really got to be in the nerd world if you know every scene of Star Wars like I do. But I'm going to tell you guys something about trying to prove any Mandela effects with the Star Wars world. I'm not talking about Luke, I'm your father, and I'm not talking about the Silver Gold Lake. Take that part out. Anything you think that you've seen a scene change, you're going to have to just walk away from that kind of a conversation, because George Lucas, I'm going to tell you guys a little fact. George Lucas had made changes to his movie while they were at the movie theaters. In fact, if you guys didn't know this, Empire Strikes Back came out in 1980. Back in the 80s, these were digital. You know, these were actual film that they put in projectors for the screens. And he's in the first week of Empire Strikes Back, he did not like how the ships look at the end, and he actually changed it without even telling people. And I heard people say, "Oh, you guys notice there's a difference?" No, there are different shots in these movies that George Lucas have made changes while they're at the theaters. Now think about it. If he did it back in the 80s, when they were harder, when they weren't even digital, everything was played on actually film, not digitally transferred. You can make all the changes you want. And George Lucas is known for this. So it's kind of hard to make claims on Star Wars movies when George Lucas made changes to those while they're still at the theaters. So in theory, you might have seen something different. You know, does that make sense?
I am wondering.
Yep.
He did some crazy stuff. But I know Anthony knows more with the Star Wars than I do.
What about it?
You weren't listening?
Yeah, but what do you want to know? About George Lucas?
It's okay to say, no, sorry, I zoned out. I was doing something.
I zoned out for a second.
I was listening. But so you're saying that, because I didn't know this, you're saying that George Lucas would actually, during a movie in a theater,
yes,
would have things switched out?
Yes.
That I didn't know.
After the first week, when Empire Strikes Back, when the part where Leia and Luke were looking out there and you saw all the ships, the first original shot, there was only like 1 or 2 ships. And George was like, it doesn't really show the volume of the rebellion. So he needed more ships to look like it's more full, like an army in a way.
You mean after the movie got released, he did that?
Yes.
Really?
In the second week, he sent a different reel of film to every you guys can look it up too. Everybody in the chat, look this up. He sent it to every movie company, and they because back then they could just cut the film and add in the difference.
Yeah, they splice it.
Yeah, they spliced it. So they splice in the ending where there's more ships, because George will spend the money if he feels it's not right for him. So what I'm saying is, if he did that in those days where everything now is digital, you guys remember there's a movie came out a couple years ago called Cats? They did that play into a movie called Cats.
Oh, yeah.
There was a huge complaint that these cats didn't look real. Within the same week, they actually fixed some CGI in it and re-shot it to the theaters. So they fixed some things while the movie was out in the theaters. They could do that now. So
and
all I'm saying is it is getting harder I'm not talking about, independent movies where these people don't have money to make changes to movies, but people like George Lucas in those days with money, or Disney, they got money to make changes while movies are at the theaters. So sometimes you might have seen something different.
I had no idea about that.
Oh, yeah. You can look it up. Anybody look it
I
up.
believe you. That must have cost a fortune to do, though, after production was already done.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree.
I know. I could imagine that.
All right.
But George, I've always said this. I wish they would rename Mandela Effect to Lucas Effect, because I think Lucas is the biggest effect person ever, because he keeps making changes, storyline changes. He doesn't give a fuck what they said in the prequels to the line up with the originals. He'll just, I'm always thinking like, maybe in his mind, he did saw it one way. He doesn't even remember the original way he wrote it. Maybe he is a pure Mandela Effect god. Because
I know that George Lucas would run, so like they would film their part, and he would run it over and thousands of times. He would make them do, even if it was one little thing. If he didn't like the way it came out, he made them do it over and over and over. He was a perfectionist.
Bit of venom. Yeah, I'm not saying George can't change the covers of DVDs. I'm not debunking everything of Star Wars. I'm just saying, when you're saying different footages in movies, I'm just giving you the truth, what George has done. So it just, you really got to do some hardcore research with George. Like a lot of people saying, here's this robot. I'm going to bring this up for a second. There's these bolts here. And there was people saying online saying that these bolts just appeared. And I showed people Well, if you go to New Hope, there's different shots in that movie where there's a boat there and it's not, because they use more than one robot in these movies for different angles, for different shots. So sometimes in these shots, the robot does look different. So sometimes you got to be careful. You really got to be careful. Not saying there weren't real changes in reality or not, but you just got to hold on tight. Guys, for one thing, like I said, I know my Star Wars, which I got to tell everybody, if you haven't freaking watched Andor, that is the best Disney Plus series they ever made. I'm just saying hands down. Now, here's another one. This is going back to an old-fashioned one. A lot of people know this, heard of this before. Mandela effect for mirror, mirror on the wall, magic mirror on the wall. And here's a guy who's saying he found the reason why people think most people remember it as mirror, mirror on the wall in that movie, in the Snow White movie.
Yeah, mirror,
but
mirror on the wall.
If you watch the movie now, Snow White says magic mirror, and this guy says he found the reason why people having that memory. So let's hear this.
Hey guys, it's Two Broke Guys here with something I'd like to talk to you about today, about the Mandela effect, where the Snow White story, supposedly mirror, mirror on the wall, has been changed to magic mirror on the wall. And there's no talk of that ever having been mirror, mirror on the wall. Well, here is the original story. And it comes from this book, Walt Disney's Treasure of Children's Classics. So legit. So here we have the very beginning of the story. And right away, it starts off with, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all? And the mirror answered. So there's the first time that this Queen, Maleficent, decides to consult her magic mirror. Her magic mirror. Again, after all the turmoil she's been through and hearing all this gossip, she consults her mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all? And this time the mirror replied. So it's in there twice, right? So things go on, things continue. I'm not going to read the whole story to you, unless you'd like another video with me doing that. Here we go. This is where it says magic mirror on the wall. She felt sure she was again the most beautiful of all. One day she went to her mirror and asked, magic mirror on the wall, who now is the fairest one of all? There you go. It's in there.
Okay, before I get into my conversation on this, everybody in the chat, let's be honest with you guys. Let's be honest here, people in the chat. What do you remember first? Do you remember Snow White saying mirror, mirror on the wall, or magic mirror on the wall? There's no right or wrong answer in this. I want to see what the majority of the people in the chat think it was said.
Wouldn't it be something if that was just a typo and they wrote in magic?
Well, I have my thoughts on this, because I'll tell you guys right now, I remember, for whatever reason, I remember mirror, mirror. Plain and simple. I'm not
plain and simple. That's on
for me. Mirror, mirror.
And I have
mirror,
a feeling.
Mirror. Oh yeah.
Doing searches online, they scrub a lot of things out. I don't trust anything online anymore.
But this is the thing about, okay, it looks like most people are saying mirror, mirror. And the reason I'm bringing this up, now the guy's saying because in the book they have mirror, mirror and magic mirror. That is, to me, that does not debunk nothing. Because first of all, you're saying that everybody read the book before they saw the movie. I never knew they even had a Snow White book growing up. I just know there was a cartoon. So if I never even read the book, well, that can't debunk anything for me, because I never read the book in the first place that had mirror, mirror and magic mirror in it. So, and I've seen that a lot with a lot of people saying, well, it's in the book. But you're acting like everybody read these books and saw the movie. I guarantee most of these people, and as a kid, I'm sure if you did have a book, most of these kids probably just looked at the pictures. Not even read.
Sorry.
Does that make sense?
Yes, but if you think about it, like I still remember my phone number on Knickerbocker Avenue when I was like 7 years old and going up. That like there's things that are burned into your brain.
It is.
It doesn't just change over time. And now, after all these years, gonna say all that was burned in your brain, you were wrong.
No,
I don't know about that on a lot of things.
I
because
agree.
mirror, I would bet anything on it. And if somebody said no, it was magic mirror the whole time,
No way.
no, it wasn't.
And I think that cartoon came out in the 50s or 60s. And they don't, when movies come out back in those days, there's no changes. There's no behind the changes. What you saw is what you get, period. Now they might update things now, but not those old movies.
Yeah.
Unless George Lucas was alive.
Well, I tell you, George is an interesting guy. Remember, if everybody remembers, George Lucas was not going to originally be a director or producer. He was actually going to be a race car driver until he got in that accident and almost died. And the doctor told him he's never going to be able to drive again like that. 1964.
What movie was it again? Sleeping Beauty?
Snow White.
Snow White.
Snow White. Okay, I want to see something. All right.
Snow White. But, now, don't get me wrong. Now, misspelled words, yeah, that's one thing you could probably find throughout the internet, like words.
No, I'm looking for the original movie.
Yeah, looking for the original movie. But to say, well, in this book they had both, that's what you're remembering. Well, you had to read the book in the first place. And usually with movies, you know the sound that you heard, all because you read something. You know what you heard. And there's a lot of songs. There's a lot of songs that use mirror, mirror. There's a lot of songs. I know an 80s band called Slaughter had a song called Burning Bridges, and they go mirror, mirror on the wall. So there's even a lot of songs that use mirror, mirror. I haven't even heard a song use magic mirror. Maybe there is. I mean, I don't know.
1937.
37.
That's when the movie
37
came
years?
out.
The year 1937 is when it came out.
God. It is interesting. Like I said, guys, if you guys are into Mandela Effect, come back tomorrow. I got a guy who's been there from the beginning, and he'll have tons of questions, and he could break down a lot of the stuff.
Dynamite.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your show today, Anthony, on Shadows People. What's kind of idea of it?
Yeah, so we're going to just talk about shadow beings, people, that have had experiences with them, what I think they are. If anybody else wants to jump in and discuss it, if you're I don't know if you're coming tonight, Eric or Ron, but if you guys want to jump in and talk about it, you're more than welcome. And we'll see where that goes. Then I want to show the night vision footage on the second half from up at Stevens, so everybody can see what that looked like, because it was incredible. I know we talked about it, and we talked about showing it to everyone up there, but being that it was 18 degrees, it was just too cold for the cameras. They just were not working right, unfortunately. So
yeah, it was
awesome. Awesome. I could probably jump in the middle, like around 2:30. I got.
Well, you're always welcome. I always send you a link if you want to jump on.
Just 2 p.m. 2 p.m. I grab my daughter from her school. Then I come straight home, and then I want to jump in, but I'll be jumping in like more in the middle of your show.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. I'm on at 5 p.m. Eastern tonight, so that's 2 for you.
Anthony, Ron, what do you got coming up?
Wednesday, I have Space Talk coming up. There's no set topic on that. I believe Michael's supposed to come back and present some stuff. I'll come up with something on that. I usually wing it with Jim, but tonight it's either gonna be sometime late tonight, very late tonight, or like after midnight. I'm gonna do probably a pop-up stream for the members tonight. Members only, do one of those, because I'm going to be working on some stuff here, and that's about it.
Oh, and tonight on my stream, Ron made a whole bunch of the unidentified S4 3D printed logos from my channel. He made them in all different colors. So tonight, we'll pick a lucky winner, and I'll send one out to somebody. So
Nice.
We'll do that.
That's awesome. And a lot of you, if you're on the road tonight, traveling to a Thanksgiving deal, so if we're not going to see you the rest of the week, be safe out there and just have fun this Thanksgiving. Give thanks to people. Just have fun. Eat some turkey. I'm the turkey cooker in this house, and I make the best Cajun
deep fry.
Turkey. No,
Deep fry the turkey?
I don't deep fry. I do take a lot of pride in making my turkey. I get under the skin, put special Irish butter inside.
Oh, I do that too, man.
Everything on top.
I got the big
Cajun spice
the
on
big
top.
needle. I inject it.
Oh yeah, that injection. Yeah, I take some extra pride when I do my turkey. Beyond that, guys, I want to see everybody later, and I will be back tomorrow on a peer hour of all Mandela effects.
Outstanding.